My process is to sit with Eskil Vogt and go from scratch, go from zero. I often have some ideas that I come into the writing room with, but it takes a new form when we sit together. I knew a couple of things. I knew I wanted to work with Renate Reinsve again, and I wanted to create a role for her which was maybe more mature than the previous film. She had gotten a couple of years older, so had I. We know each other well, and I saw this character suddenly of an older sister that had carried a lot of responsibility and was very good at her profession as an actor, but was incapable of creating a sense of home. And that's the character of Nora. And then I proposed it to Renate, and she said, that's interesting, let's explore that character together. So that was something. Then we were interested in siblings, sisters, particularly how you can grow up in the same family but feel very, like you have different stories about who you are as a family.
Du kan ikke bare late som han ikke I byen, kan du det?
Ja, prøve. Det han?
Ja.
Then the difficult father started coming into the story. And the moment I knew we wanted to do it for Stellan, I was more brave about making a difficult character because Stellan is very warm. So I knew there was a dialectic.
Of course, first of all, it was Joachim because I've seen his films and I saw he gets better and better. And so he's one of the best in Scandinavia now, Northern Europe. So I knew I would take it, and he wrote the role for me. So it was a formality to accept the role.
All the people that don't make movies can get an insight into the sub-communication in this particular family in the film, because they are saying one thing and then they're expressing something quite different with their creative thing. And that gave me two channels of communication in one family. And that was kind of fun. I'm not trying to say to people, oh, come see a film where you need to understand how it is to be an artist. It's rather to say, in this story, we have different levels of communication. And that's something to play with when we are talking about forgiveness and woundedness in a family, you know?
Why didn't you want to do the role? He wanted you to do it.
I can't work with him. We can't really talk. My father is a very difficult person.
Being an artist, you could be a painter or a writer or a composer or whatever. Your passion for the art form is and has to be that strong that is sometimes hard to combine with a personal life.
Hvordan var det med filmen da? Hvordan det å jobbe med Rachel Kemp?
But if you give it up, on the other hand, then you're not you anymore. Then you're somebody else. And your wife might divorce you anyway.
Det är på tiden att vi sätter oss ner och pratar, du och jag. Är inte det?
Syns kanske det lite vanskelig nå.
When he was divorcing his wife, he left the home and he fled, which is he wasn't capable of dealing with the emotions. And he's not capable of dealing with the emotions with his daughters now. He's very clumsy.
Så bra person den uppväxten var.
I mean, all the characters are complicated, and they have complicated relationships, and he prods them, and he examines the relationships and tries to find the roots, and what the house has a very, very important role. It is time, what time does, and what you inherit in terms of traumas and scars and stuff. And he examines them all, and he doesn't solve the problems. And that's what I liked about it. He does not solve the problems. There is no closure, as Americans say. There is no closure. And they have to learn that. It's a happy ending in a way, but it's not closure. There's progress happening in this relationship. Good luck.
Gustav Borg, obviously, in a comical way sometimes, is incapable of showing emotion and communicating with his daughters to their great torment. You know, he's an annoying man.
Ni två är ju det bästa som har hänt mig.
Beste som har skjedd deg? Skulle vært der litt mer, da?
But also a sweet one. But he seems to be able to express himself through the movies, and in the clumsy way, he tries to reach his oldest daughter with inviting her to make a movie, which is very clumsy and silly at the beginning of the film. But that takes on a whole new capacity when suddenly he offers the role to a famous actress, played by Elle Fanning, and there's kind of a bittersweet comedy to that. So that's that, I guess, the said and the unsaid. In movies, it's also about the said and the unsaid. I try to build all my films from conversations towards silence.
The word is nothing. It's how you use it. As an actor, you do more of the acting between the lines, and that's explaining why you said the line. Joachim surprised me by being such a light character himself. He has a lightness that makes this film like a souffle almost, and he full of imagination and good characters and of love. I mean, he absolutely loves all his characters.
People mention Bergman, it's kind of an honor that they associate a great Nordic master with this. It's not something I speculate in. I don't have a control over the references, but I'm a film buff. And if other people see communication between my movies and other movies, that's the positive thing.
I don't know how much his influence is now, but I know Joachim, for instance, he is very familiar with his work and has been influenced. But also, Joachim has a lightness to him, like another Bergman fan, Woody Allen had. You know, it's something in between there. Men jag vet att det har varit svårt för det. Jag känner igen mig där.
And Stellan offers up, he's a great actor. And Renate and Inga and Elle, you know, they're amazing actors. So they offer up possibilities of the scenes. And in the edit, I can choose and nuance what I thought was the most interesting things.
The way we shot it, you shot the scenes several times with different intensity and different pretexts, you know. So what you did was give Joachim a lot of material to choose between.
The interesting takes are not always the ones that go according to plan. Sometimes it's the most lifelike and chaotic.
So it becomes sort of rhapsodic in a way, but beautiful and light.
And messy takes where they lose their way and find the way again. And those are the interesting takes when it's electric. And after takes like that, often I say cut. In Norwegian, we say thank you, actually. We say thank you. That's the way we cut, which is kind of a gentle way. And we look at each other and we don't owe, the actor and I don't owe each other to explain what happened because the camera saw it. And sometimes we go, that was interesting. I felt something, and that's enough. And in the editing, we sit and we look, it is interesting, let's put it into film. And it's a kind of mysterious take. We don't always know exactly, you know, the known and the unknown. You want there to be space for interpretation for the audience, and that's very important. If you try to pull people with the nose through the film and explain everything, it becomes very dead.
I was here 30 years ago, recently. I don't remember anything, except the food. Thank you.